Hola, hola, estoy bien emocionada porque tengo buenas noticias para todos. Today we're going to be starting the letter R, but I have good news for you. It's not as hard as you think, and you already know how to do it. We'll get into that a little bit later, but let me explain to you first how I set up these lessons for the letter R. I split them up into 3 lessons. So this is the beginner's lesson. We're going to be starting with the single rolled R, and eventually the last lesson, the number 3 lesson, is going to take you into the long roll, that roll that everybody thinks that they can't do, but I guarantee to you that you can, and before you know it, you'll be all the way home. So just follow me and hopefully you'll be able to get it. But first of all, I want to explain to you that you're not going to be doing the long roll. Today we're going to practice the short roll, the one single R that comes in the middle of the words, like claro and duro. What you're not going to be doing is that R that starts at the beginning of the of the beginning of the word and gets that long roll, or the double R that gets a long roll, like in the words rápido and carro. You're not going to practice those today, but believe me, we will get to that and you will be trilling your R's in no time. One thing that I want to explain to you is that the reason why there are 2 different R sounds is because sometimes it actually does change the word. Like in the word ahora and ahorra, or in the word caro and carro. So it's very important to know how to roll your R's because there's 2 different sounds and it can actually change the word. Now, going back to my good news, you already know how to do the single rolled R. You are already halfway there to rolling your R's and you don't even know it because we call it something different in English. Like for instance, I'm going to show you. When you look at the word daddy and water, you think, well, there's no R in those words. We don't trill our R's. But in English, we actually pronounce these words not exactly the way that they're supposed to be pronounced. When we're talking amongst friends, when we're comfortable, we don't pronounce every single letter. We say daddy and water. When we begin to lazily pronounce our D's and our T's, that is actually the single rolled R for a Spanish speaking person. That's the sound that you need to make when you see that one R in the middle of a word. When we say daddy and water to somebody who does not speak English, it actually looks like this to them because that is their R. So that's the sound that I want you to make when we do the trills, when we do the drills. Daddy, water, better, butter. And all of those words that have those lazy D's and lazy T's in them, practice them. Daddy, water, marido, marido, para, escalera, escalera. Remember, if your tongue is getting stuck, go back to that daddy, water, better, butter. Mérito, mérito. Cara, cara. Mira, mira. I know a lot of Americans before, or English-speaking people before they saw this word, thought that this was actually a D because that's how we pronounce it. But it's really an R. So keep that in mind. Daddy, water, better, butter, mira. Nevera, nevera. And last but not least, dura, dura. So now I want you to continue practicing that sound, daddy, water, better, butter. I want you to practice on your own when you're by yourself, when you're walking around the house, because I need you to feel the position of your tongue. Because once you get used to doing that, once you get used to saying those Spanish words with that feel, then it's going to take you into that long roll. And once we get there, your tongue will be comfortable, your tongue will be loose and ready to roll. So I hope that I was able to show you our single rolled R. Keep practicing that. In our next lesson, we're going to go into the R when it's combined with another consonant, because sometimes that can be difficult for someone who's learning to be able to pronounce. And I hope I was able to teach you. Keep practicing that R, and I'll see you soon. Bye.